Big crowd tonight. First cool game of the night. We've got homecoming at Central, and a whole parade of convertibles passed by the stadium about an hour ago, including with the homecoming court, as I'm sure we'll have an extended halftime tonight. Yep, Central will receive the football like they did last week. Hopefully, if you remember last week, they really got started on the bad foot. They couldn't handle the squib kick, and West took it in for a touchdown and really never looked back en route to their 22-12 victory last week.
You know, Pete, what's happened to Central a couple times this year already they have mishandled kicks and given the ball back to the other team, so I'm sure Coach Verdon and his staff really worked hard on this. But the one thing, and you've been a kicker, Pete, especially with young kickers at high school, sometimes you never know where that ball is going to go. They spray it,
right,
and everybody has to be ready, including the front line, because I've seen times where a guy's hit a lineman on the opening kickoff and gotten the ball right back.
Squib kick is something that is uncoachable because once the ball hits the ground, you have no control over it. Looks like kicking off for Clinton North is the quarterback, Tom Handelman. And back deep for Central, looks like number 3, Terrence Reed, the tailback. We'll be checking in with Bill Harrell here once we get a break, as Eric Hester fumbles it at the 12, picks it up, crosses midfield, going up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, and is going to be brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. So Central will take over 1st and 10. Why don't we go out to Pleasant Valley, Bill? Thank you, Bill. Bill Harrell over at Spartan Stadium in Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley 3, North Scott 0, midway through the first. Here, our first play from scrimmage, I formation in the backfield. Quarterback Jones under center, turns around, hands it off to Reed. Reed across the 20 to the 25-yard line before he is brought down on the play by number 2, Max Sheedy of the Wildcats. It'll be 2nd down and about 6 for Central. And John, we did some complaining in the booth last week when we saw Central, and I'm kind of happy that Coach Verdon is starting in the I formation because that's where they were dominant last week. Right.
I think early in the year, Pete, a lot of coaches get involved with shifting formations, unbalanced lines, which it looks like they're lined up in now, and they have too many guys on the field and lined up. And those are things you got to eliminate, and that's where Central struggled a little bit last week. And Terrence Reed started out the nice 5-yard run, but they huddled with 12 guys in the huddle, which you can't do in football.
Which they did last week once. Well, that's tough. Reed with a nice 5-yard gain. They have 12 guys in the huddle. Number 20, Armando Rodriguez, ran off into the sidelines, and there's nothing inconspicuous about that. I mean, everyone's got to see that.
Yeah, you
can't hide that.
No, it's tough. Only thing you do is keep in the huddle and hope the officials don't see them.
2nd down and 10. Jones under center, I formation. He'll keep it on the option. Pitch is a little high, but Reed manages to catch it at the 20, down the sideline to 30, to 35, to the 40 before he is tackled out of bounds by number 44, Zach Wilson of the Wildcats. So a big gainer, a 20-yard gain on 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats, all Terrence Reed.
Yeah, Robert Jones is a very good option quarterback. We saw that last week. He did a nice job of getting the ball pitched after he read it, and a good run by Reed.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats, ball at their own 41-yard line. 11-10 to play in the first quarter. No score. Game's first possession for Central. I slot left, man in motion down the line of scrimmage. Quick pitch goes to Reed. Reed has trouble with it, fumbles it, and it looks like he got back on it. They're going to lose about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Well, Pete, Davenport Central again needs to really execute in their backfield. That was just a basic sweep play, and the ball was there, and Terrence Reed must have glanced with his eyes upfield before he looked it in and caught it, and ended up being a loss of 3 or 4.
2nd down and 14. Ball moves back to the 37-yard line. Right in the middle of the field for Central, working toward the scoreboard, the north end here at Brady Street Stadium. This time a one-back set. Twin receivers with the slot. Jones rolls out to the wide side of the field into the flat. Ball's a little bit too quick for Terrence Reed, and it'll be 3rd down and long for the Blue Devils.
Well, Central just ran a sprint out pass there, Pete, with the inside guy going to flat and the outside guy running a curl and big number 84, Marcus Terry, was wide open on the curl route, and Robert Jones just misread the coverage.
3rd down, 14 from the 37, no score. 10:20 to play in the first quarter. North visiting Central. I formation with the slot. Marcus Terry splits out. Jones under center. The pitch will go to Reed. Reed around left end. It's going to be hit right at the 41-yard line. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage with a 4-yard gain, but it's going to be 4th down and 10 as Coach Matt Verdon will send the punting unit in for the Blue Devils. Back deep now for the North Wildcats, number 20, Corey Overton, and he is going to be accompanied by number 24, Josh Santoro. Punting for Central, number 34, John Trenton Bibbs.
Well, that was Ron Wildermuth on that last tackle. He really did a nice job filling inside out, and they did a good job of stopping Clinton with their defense last week.
Bibbs' punt's a pretty good one, almost gets it to turn over. Taken at the 24-yard line, up the field across the 40-yard line is where North will start, right near their own 45-yard line. That is number 20 on the return, Corey Overton.
And number 51, Tony Hoyman, hustled down there to make the tackle. And I tell you, Pete, that's a nice tackle, because open field tackles against speedy returners aren't the easiest thing for linemen to do.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Tom Handelman under center as referees blow the play dead. He'll have an I formation in the backfield. The tailback will be Nick Rashall, and the fullback is Javen Lovelady.
You know, last week they traded off with different combinations of guys at fullback and then the fullback tailback situation, but this week they're lining up Lovelady at the fullback spot, and number 21, Nick Rashall, who did play about half the game at tailback last week.
1st and 10, they'll go with slot and a wide receiver out to the wide side of the field. Jesse McCauley is split all the way out. Handelman under center. Trap play to Lovelady. Lovelady, a little bit of running room, crosses the 50-yard line into Central territory. Nice gain on 1st down of 7 or 8 yards for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's the same trap play that North got going a little bit last week, and Coach Hobenick calling the offensive plays for Davenport North started out with that play. A big gain of 8 yards.
Coach Hobbs.
Hey, when I grow up, Pete, that's the guy I want to be just like. He's my hero.
2nd down and 2 from the Central 47. This one to the tailback up the middle across the 45-yard line will be a 1st down for the Wildcats. Ball carrier number 21, Nick Rashall. Rashall with the 1st down for the Knights. Ooh, a lot of goodies.
Well, Davenport North is doing a good job of getting off the line.
Sure.
They're using some pulling schemes and some trapping schemes.
Why don't we,
they're getting the central linemen upfield, and they're
floor.
finding creases underneath them.
Thank you very much. Wow, John, we have a lot of food up here. Hot dogs and pork chops.
Could be a big night.
Play to Rashawn off her left end, and he crosses the 40 to the 35-yard line, very close to that 1st down marker. And we'll see where the referees spot the ball. Looks like he might be about a yard short. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 for the Wildcats.
Excellent run that time by Nick Rashall. He's 5'11", 175 pounds. Saw a little bit of crease, bounced it outside, and showed some speed there on the corner, Pete.
Now lining up at tailback for the Wildcats, Corey Overton, with Lovelady the fullback. And Overton will take the pitch over right end, and he's going to be met probably shy of the 1st down marker. Nice play by number 71 for the Wildcats, Jordan Vargas.
Well, Jordan Vargas was unaccountable there. Nobody blocked him. He just did a good job of reading the ball and put a big hit on him, and it looks like they may be short. It's going to be close, Pete.
Officials timeout. They're going to bring over the chains. We'll get a chance to recognize some of our great sponsors.
Well, we always want to thank Hungry Hobo. They're easy to find and hard to resist. And how about Molyneux Insurance? For all your insurance and financial needs, the only name you need to know is Molyneux.
And they stretch out the chains. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit short. They need to get to the 34-yard line. And the ball is going to be spotted right in between the 35 and the 34. Here on the near hash, the Wildcats working toward the south end zone, away from the scoreboard here at the stadium. Slot and a receiver to the same side, I formation. It looks like Overton will dot the I. Lovelady, the tight fullback. Lovelady on the trap play up the middle has a first down and a lot more, as he is going to be brought down right around the 26, 27-yard line of Central. They've ran a couple of traps and they've seen some success.
Yeah, they really got a nice trap by Sean Peer. He's only 5'10", 185 pounds, but he used his quickness and he really got off the ball well. And right now you look at North, same offense they ran a week ago, Pete, just traps and some sweeps and a little bit of an ISO.
Handelman under center. This time Lovelady, the tailback, he'll take the handoff right up the middle and he'll push the pile across the 25-yard line. Penalty flags on the ground.
Well, usually in that case, it's usually a holding call. We'll wait to see what they call.
Holding the call against the offense. That'll move them back. Remind WOC listeners tomorrow, big game for the Iowa Hawkeyes, hosting Arizona State, a couple of top 20 ranked teams. Pregame with Jim Albrecht, 3 p.m. Kickoff right around 5 p.m. right here on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Jim Albrecht, Dan Kennedy tonight over on the Celebration Bell, the Blues Cruise.
Well, I hope they're motivated for that game. If Jim does a good pregame show, the Hawks will win.
Twins to the short side of the field. Handelman will bootleg out. He's going to elude one tackler, finds an open receiver, still on his feet as he crosses the 30-yard line, brought out of bounds. Near the 25-yard line is number 23. It looked like Landon Shelton.
Yeah, Tom Holloman really did a nice job. They bootlegged there, and he had a Central Blue Devil right in his face, and he stepped underneath and really did a nice job of stepping back in the pocket. Good catch, good throw.
Leon Gales will bring the play in from Coach Hobenick on the sideline. The offensive coordinator, Skip Eckhart, his first season as the North head coach, taking over from Mark Bloom, of course, who split Davenport, went up to Clinton in June. I formation in the backfield, 2 receivers. Handelman on the toss sweep to Lovelady. Lovelady to the 25-yard line. Met hard in the line of scrimmage by number 31 and 44. 31 for Central, 44 Javon Green.
Well, right now, Central is handling most of the outside plays. North has had some success inside, and we'll see what Coach Hobenick comes back on a big possession down here on 3rd and about 7 or 8.
3rd down and 8 is what the scoreboard says, right at the 25-yard line, right in the middle of the field. I formation, Lovelady, the fullback. We'll see if they give it to him on the trap. They don't. Handelman drops back to pass, looking in the flat. Nothing's going to be brought down from behind. He'll be held shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 5. Looks like he was looking deep into the end zone on a post pattern. It was number 22, Kedrick Tyson. And I think Central's going to go for it here.
Yeah, it looks like that they definitely will. North comes up over the ball. They'll probably try and throw some type of pass or screen. And last time their protection just really broke down for them.
Lovelady and Rashawn in the backfield. Handelman, quarterback bootleg. He stops, throws, and incomplete off of the fingertips of Landon Shelton. Shelton would have had a first down. Probably should have caught that one.
Yeah, what happens on bootlegs passes, Pete, the quarterback needs to get the ball immediately out to the open receiver, and he was wide open, but there was a little bit of delay. Defensive back caught up, and the ball hit him in the hands, and he still dropped it.
So North, about a 40-yard opening drive of the game, stalls on down. Central in that big offensive line led by Vandervelde and Howard. The bookend tackles out on the field. Robert Jones will work in an I wing, wing to the left, receiver to the right, and they'll give it to Jones up the middle. Jones running room, first down as he gets to the 35-yard line. A nice 13-yard gain for Terrence Reed.
Yeah, Terrence Reed, that was just an inside ISO play. Davenport Central coming right back, pounding the ball there at North. Great first down call for Davenport Central.
Again, we just didn't see enough of that last week.
Well, we saw enough of it. They just need to do it more consistently and making sure that there's not a lot of shifts and sneaking the 12th guy into the huddle isn't a bad idea, but as long as you don't get caught with it.
1st and 10 from the 35. Central on the move. I formation in the backfield. 6:20 to go in the first quarter. No score. Central's second possession As Jones drops back to pass, he's going to tuck it under and run. Nobody open. Crosses the 40. Well, brought down right at the 40-yard line. He's going to have a gain of 5 yards. As we'll check out with Bill Harrell at Pleasant Valley here in a couple of minutes.
Well, that time, Pete, Robert Jones off the play-action fake. They tried to get the deep post route, and it wasn't there, and this is where he's good at. He can make things happen off the scramble, and a good play by Robert Jones.
2nd down and 6 from the 35 for the Blue Devils. No score, 5:40 to play in the first quarter. Jones under center. He'll give it a read. Read a lot of running across the 50, and he might be gone to the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown Central at the 5:30 mark. Oh, that is a 60-yard run for Terrence Reed.
Oh, just a base tailback off tackle play with good lead blocking by the fullback. And if you give Reed a crease, you see his explosive speed. You know, last week Hart couldn't get away from the Wildcats, but Terrence Reed blew right by the Wildcat defense.
Terrence Reed, a 60-yard run for the Central Blue Devils. They'll go up 6-0. The point after touchdown attempt on its way from... Well, the kick is up, and it looks good from here. It splits the uprights. Let's go out to Pleasant Valley and check in with Bill Harrell. Nothing our score. Terrence Reed, a 60-yard run. Adam Mims, the extra point was good. And he'll kick it off right in the middle of the field from the 40-yard line, kicking toward the scoreboard, toward the north end of the stadium. He'll put his foot into it. It's a high, short kick. It's going to be taken right at the 10-yard line by Corey Overton. Overton up the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 33, 34-yard line. So North is going to have decent field position to start off with 5:15 to play in the first quarter. Central 7, North 0.
Well, right now, Pete, what you have is both offenses trying to establish yourself, and Central found that crease. And Terrence Reed has to be one of the fastest backs in the league this year, and he just got a seam and ran right by everybody on the field.
I formation in the backfield. Twin receivers split out to the wide side of the field. Hanneman on the bootleg again, looks down the field. He's got a man open, and it looked like maybe the tight end, and he dragged a couple of tacklers with him across the 45. Well, who was that? Number 20. Okay, Brandon Smith will get credit for the reception.
Yeah, Brandon's not a small guy either. He's 6'3", 230, and it looks like Coach Hominick likes the bootleg. That's 3 or 4 he's ran already, and they've had receivers open. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. Pitch goes to Rashawn. Rashawn fumbles the football, but he gets it back. They're going to lose about 3 yards on the play, so it's going to be 2nd down and long for the Wildcats. 4:45 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 the score. Central behind Terrence Reed's 60-yard run. Just about a couple of minutes ago, they lead the game. Central 7, North 0. Well, that was Javon Green flying around that last play, Pete, and he almost had a ball strip for a fumble there.
Handelman under center, and they're going to run the bootleg to the other side this time. He's got a man wide open down the field. If he can hit him, no, off his fingertips again is Landon Shelton, and that's a couple that he really should have had.
On bootleg passes, Pete, and this happens all the time when high school kids get open, they slow down instead of keep running at the right, at a good speed and separate themselves from the defender. So they lost their timing on the play. The quarterback just let them a little bit too much, but Shelton's got to make some of these catches, Pete.
You always keep running when you're in the route. 3rd down and 13 from the 43. Again, I formation, twin receivers. Handelman sprints out, and he's going to be sacked on the play by number 31, Aaron Parker. Parker comes in untouched and sends Handelman down.
Well, right now, Davenport North is getting a little bit out of their game plan. I thought they'd get it right after Central at their running game like they did against Clinton. The bootleg passes have been there, though, Pete, wide open, but they're having some trouble with their protection against the sprint-out package.
So North will be punting. Reed drops back deep, and a big lineman, number 78, into punt. He kicks it a mile high. It's going to drop at the 40-yard line and bounce toward the Central side. Central's going to have the ball about the 37-yard line in to do the punting. Big number 78 Justin Harper, a junior, 5'11", 250. I doubt he's 250. Looks a little bit more than 250 for me.
Depends what he had for lunch today, Pete.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. They lead 7-0, 3:30 to play in the first quarter. Again, the score at Pleasant Valley, PV 10, North Scott 0. If you're at another game and want to report your score, go ahead and give Jeremy Link a call in our studio at 344-7040. That's 344-7040. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, I formation. Man in motion down the line of scrimmage. Terrence Reed on the pitch. Reed picks up a block, got a lot of running room, the 45 to the 50. Nice tackles. He crosses into Wildcat territory. And then Central got the running game going tonight. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 47-yard line.
That looked like number 20, Corey Overton, 5'10", 165 senior, coming up making the tackle. But Central's mixing it up a little bit with formations now, Pete. I think right now they're running that end over formation that's causing a little bit of problems to North.
Yep. Man in motion down the line of scrimmage. Reed right up the middle. He's going to be held for about a 3-yard game. And when you say man over in the formation, they've got the center, and then they've got basically 4 linemen to the side of the center.
Yeah, they're running an unbalanced line, then they take their tight end and line them opposite of the 2 tackles, and that's a lot of beef on that right side of the line with Vandervelde and Howard. Those are big guys.
And they come out in the same formation again. Howard and Vandervelde side by side at the end of the line. And it's a passing set. Jones drops back to pass, hits Terry. Terry doesn't look at the ball. It's intercepted on the play by number 24 for the Wildcats. And he's going to return it to the 35-yard line. Nice job on the play by Josh Santoro. Santoro's interception return. As Terry he didn't look for the ball.
No, they ran that post play earlier, and it doesn't look like Terry has the speed to really separate himself deep in the secondary. And Josh Santoro just read the quarterback's eyes, had a great ball break there, and a big pick for the North High Wildcats.
1st and 10 for North. I think a trap up the middle, I guess, is what that was. Lovelady has a gain of about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down. 2:15 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 the score. Central on top of North. Terrence Reed had a 60-yard run midway through the first quarter. 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. I formation in the backfield. Pitch goes to Ration. Penalty flag on the play. He'll cross the 40-yard line where he'll be brought down by Central. Nick Rashall, the ball carrier.
Probably another hold possibility here, Pete. But Rashall, if they're going to run that sweep play, he's got to get in the hole and get back out. He's dancing around a little bit too much on the wide side of the field.
Julian Vandervelde checks back into the lineup. 6'4", 290 is what they list him at in the program. He'll play full-time on offense and part-time on defense.
When you see those big guys from Central, and they have them on both sides of the line, I think grocery bill. I wonder what it is per month to feed some of those kids.
Vandervelde, 6'4", 290. A.J. Lisenby, 6'1", 315.
You got guys like Corbin, 330, playing on the offensive line.
Howard, 6'6", 265 is what he's listed as. 2nd down and long for the Wildcats. 3-step drop, open receiver on the play is Kedrick Tyson. Tyson crossed the 40 to the 45, and he's going to have a Wildcat 1st down.
That was a real nice pass play there. They just kind of ran like a cross route, scissors route there, and the quarterback, Holloman, did a good job of reading it, and Kendrick Tyson was wide open. Good play for the Wildcats.
1st down and 10 from the North 45. Wildcats on the move. 1.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. 7-0 the score. Central leading North. Handelman, the toss sweep as Rashall is going to be dropped near midfield for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Rashall, just a junior.
Central continues to do a good job against the North High sweep play. It's the inside plays. The trap play has been good for North so far, and when they do have time to throw the pass, they've had receivers wide open.
1 minute to go in the quarter. Central 7, North 0. North with the ball right at the 50-yard line, 2nd down and 6. On the reverse, and it looks like Overton will take the handoff. He's got a lot of running room, crosses the 40 to the 35 to the 30-yard line for Central. As Coach Hobbs breaks out the reverse.
He's mixing it up. He had I-twins in the boundary, ran the sweep. Overton came around, and what Overton did a great job with, Pete, a lot of guys would keep running that wide, and he cut it right back up through the middle there and found a big crease in the Central defense and a nice run by Corey Overton.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line of Central. North on the move. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Central leads 7-0. I formation in the backfield. A slot with the receiver. Rashal up the middle, off of left tackle. Nice looking play. Good size hole. He'll cross the 25-yard line to the 24-yard line. That's going to be 2nd down and Wildcat. They elect to play as the clock winds down. They don't have to, but it looks like they will. Again, I formation. Lovelady, the fullback. Rashal, the tailback. And penalty flags fly. Looks like somebody might have lined up in the neutral zone.
Well, Norris got back to the basics again, Pete. They're just lining up in one formation. They're running their base offense of, running the inside game and then coming back with the passing game.
Offsides called against the defense as that'll move the ball up 5. It's going to give them a 1st down.
Yeah, that hurts when North didn't even have to snap the ball to get a 1st down and to line up in the neutral zone, Pete, before the other team's hardly taking the line of scrimmage is, not a real heads-up play by the Blue Devils.
I formation has, met hard in the backfield is number 20, the ball carrier Corey Overton. He lined up at tailback as they did a little switching around. They didn't have Lovelady in. They gave him a break, but now he's going back in. We'll take a commercial timeout. Our score after 1, Central 7, North 0. It's MAC football here on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Action, North on the move. Ball at the 22-yard line. They trail Central 7-0. It's 2nd down and 12 as they'll run a trap play up the middle as Lovelady just moving the pile, just walking with his strong legs. He'll get back. They'll go inside the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and probably 9 for the Wildcats.
Well, big number 70, Matt Frederick, made the tackle on that play, and another tiny guy for Davenport Central, 6'4", 270, Pete.
Man, a lot of beef. We'll check in with Bill Harrell over at Spartan Stadium for another update for North Scott and Pleasant Valley. Why don't we do that right now? Penalty flags on the play. Bill. Nothing nearing the end of the first half. Pleasant Valley on top of North Scott. Wow. Penalty flag was against Central. Move them up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 15. They'll run the tailback up the middle. Not a whole lot of running room. He's going to be stopped shy of the 1st down marker. Only gains about 2 yards. So it's going to be 4th down. It's going to be 4th down and about 2.
So another tough call. Big possession down for North, and Lovelady, the big tailback, limped off the field, Pete. And when you have a running back 6'2", 235, you really need him in here on a 4th down situation.
Now the fullback is Ezekiel Davis for North. 4th down. Option play, Rashal, and he's going to cut it up. He'll have the 1st down as he crosses the 10-yard line. But that was in doubt there when he was stringing it out. But he gets the 1st down. It'll be a 1st and goal for North. Yes, Lovelady on the bench, favoring one of his legs.
Well, Davenport Central's defense really did a nice job there, stringing the option play off. And what you really need on that is your defensive pursuit, Pete, to get there a little bit quicker. And they didn't. And Rashal did a good job of lowering his shoulder. Even though he took a big hit, he got a 1st down for the Wildcats.
1st and goal, 10.5 minutes to play in the half. 7-0 the score. Central on top of North. North driving. Handoff, Rashal tries to bounce it outside but doesn't get much. Maybe a yard or 2 on the play. Brought down nicely from behind by Javon Green.
Well, Davenport Central's defense is trying to step it up here against the Wildcats running game. And this is a big drive here for Skip Eckert and his North High offense.
10 minutes to play in the half. Central leads 7-0. North inside the 10. Second down and goal. Quick pitch. Rashal cuts it up. Got a lot of green and is close to the goal line. He fumbles the ball. The ball goes into the end zone. We'll see what the referees are going to blow it dead. But they're going to have the ball inside of the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal.
Well, that was a great read that time by Nick Rashal. He found the inside crease. It really exploded through there, and I thought maybe he got in, but his knees hit first there, Pete, and that's why they didn't call the fumble either.
So 3rd and goal, big call. We'll see if Coach Hobb will elect to go with the quarterback sneak. His lanky quarterback is 6'4", Tom Hadelman, and he stretches out into the goal, and it's a touchdown for North. At the 9:20 mark of the second quarter, North on the scoreboard. The score now 7-6. Extra point pending, and I believe Hadelman will do those duties as well.
Well, he definitely used his height on that play, Pete. He tried to put it over the end zone about 2 or 3 times. Finally, the officials gave him the 6.
As Tom Hadelman. Kick is up. It is good. All 7 points on that drive belong to him. 7-7 the score. 9:20 to play in the first half. We'll take a timeout. It's MAC football here on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Tom Hadelman's kick squibs it down, and it's going to be taken at the 5-yard line by Terrence Reed. Reed up the far sideline to the 30, taken out of bounds right around the 32-yard line. Penalty flags on the return. Our score here, North 7 and Central 7. North just got on the scoreboard with a quarterback sneak from Tom Hadelman. We got a couple of scores to pass around. Muscatine 20, Burlington 7 midway through the second quarter, and up in Clinton, Assumption 20 and Clinton 3 in the second quarter. The sophomore score to that game was Clinton 34, Assumption 0, which is kind of a surprise.
Yeah, Assumption sophomore started out with 2 big wins, but according to my scout, Jeff West down in Clinton, he said Assumption couldn't muster much offense down there in the sophomore game.
How about a word from our sponsors, John?
Okay, let's thank one of my favorite people, L&W Betting. Rest easier, Quad Cities, at L&W Betting, Iowa and Illinois.
1st and 10 for Central. The penalty win against the Blue Devils, that'll push him back to the 20-yard line. Reed up the middle, fighting for yardage. He gets about 4 or 5 yards before he is brought down on the play. Looked like number 44, Zach Wilson, in on the stop for the Wildcats. 9:13 to play in the first half. Our score, Central 7, North 7. And looks like the right ankle is being taped for Javon Lovelady, who is on the north sideline. They're going to need him in this ball game big time. 2nd down and 5 from the 25. Again, an I formation. Reed up the gut. Not a whole lot of running room. That one's stuffed out right near the line of scrimmage.
You know, Davenport North is trying to toughen up, try and stop Terrence Reed. They're doing a good job with the inside surges. Looks like Coach Eckert's trying to move his line a little bit more and get some better movement out of him.
3rd down, big 3rd down, and 3rd and 4 play coming for Central from their own 26. Jones looks around, barks out an audible, keeps it on the option, picks up a block from Howard, pitches it to Reed. Reed across the 30 to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Devils.
Well, Central does a nice job with their option play, and it looks like it's going a little bit better for them this week than last week, and that was just a good job. And Terrence Reed, if you can get him on the corner, he has excellent speed, and he just kind of ran away from one of the North's defensive backs on that play.
A very good running back. 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line on the near hash. The Wildcats now working north to south here at Brady Street Stadium, away from the scoreboard. Jones to Reed. Reed right up the middle, Gets about 5 yards on the play. It's going to be spotted right at the 40-yard line of Central, so it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. Or the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils. And Coach Matt Verne really likes this unbalanced line tonight. He likes those big linemen all over on the one side, and they're trying to use their weight advantage to pound the ball at a little bit smaller Wildcat defense.
Illinois fans, tomorrow your kickoff against California, 11 a.m. over on AM 1270 WKBF. 2nd down and 5, 7.5 to play in the half, 7-7 the score. We're all knotted up, Central and North, as it looked like big Mr. Howard jumped on the play, so that'll move him back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Central. Also, next week's game will be right back here at the old stadium for Bettendorf and North, and that, depending on what happens tonight, could be a pretty big ball game.
Yeah, it really could. And right now, Central is doing a nice job of moving the ball, but this has been a fairly evenly matched game, and you can tell by the score, P with it 7-7. So both teams are looking better than they did a week ago.
That's right. 2nd down and 10. This time 2 receivers set with a slot and a fullback. Jones under center, and he pulled away like he thought the snap was coming a little earlier, but no one else moved. Number 71, Jordan Vargas, is the center. I think he had the snap count right, and Jones must have forgot it. You'll see that every once in a while.
Well, I tell you, from a coach's standpoint, Pete, this is something you don't really like. You're at 2nd and 5.
Right.
You haven't snapped the ball yet, and it's 2nd and 15. So those are little things that really hurt offenses.
And that's what Assumption did Saturday night. Whenever they got inside the 20, the 30-yard line of Muscatine, they always went back 5 or 10 yards, and it really cost them a couple of touchdowns. They put up field goals, but field goals didn't win it in the end.
Well, knowing the snap count's always important in football.
2nd down and 15. Jones deep down the sideline. Throws it up, and it's going to be broken up by Terry. Terry had to play defense on the play. Would have been a sure interception for the North defensive back. Why don't we go out to Spartan Stadium again? Bill Harrell, what do you got? Thank you, Bill. His report from Spartan Stadium. 17-0 the score. PV on top of North Scott as Reed takes the pitch, finds the sideline. Up the sideline is going to be brought down as he crosses the 50-yard line, and he almost broke that one again. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils in North territory. Ball will be spotted at the North 48-yard line. We've got 6.5 to play in the half. Our score is 7-7.
You know, Terrence Reed's got that glide speed. Doesn't look like he's really accelerating, and all of a sudden he just explodes, Pete. And right now there probably isn't a back as fast as him in the entire league.
1st and 10, and he's got to be approaching 100 yards. 2 receivers set with the slot. Looks like with the fullback, Stratton Summers. Let's see if we see him on this play. Yep. We do up the middle. Summers, a nice gain across the 40-yard line to the 39 of North.
Yeah, Davenport Central's offense just moving now. They're using the big offensive line to get things going. Stanton Summers, his first carry of the night, but looked like he got about 7 or 8 yards, Pete.
2nd down and 3. Ball at the 41-yard line of North. 5:45 to play in the first half. 7-7 the score. Twin receivers split out to the wide side of the field. 2nd down and 3. Jones under center. Man in motion down the line. It's going to be a trap up the middle for Summers. Summers crosses the 40 near the 35-yard line before he is tripped up from behind. It's going to have a 1st down for Central.
Well, Central used a new wrinkle in their formation there. They went unbalanced with an end over, and then had a little bit of motion and ran a straight dive play at North. Caught him a little bit off, a little bit by surprise.
Central looks a little bit more disciplined than that.
They do right now. Their offense is starting to get in the sync.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils I formation. Reed will dot the I. We'll see if he gets the handoff. He does right up the middle. He's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by the front 7 for North, led by number 71. That, of course, Andre Hearn.
Yeah, he did a nice job, and Shane Loff, 6 foot, 170-pound senior, came in from his linebacker position, put a nice hit on the running back also.
5 minutes to play in the first half. Our score, 7-7. The last update from Pleasant Valley by Bill Harrell was PV 17, North Scott nothing at half. Second down and 9. Again, that spread formation with the slot and a fullback. And Summers right up the middle, untouched as he crosses the 30-yard line to the 25 to the 23-yard line before he is brought down. Just a quick hitter up the middle. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
Well, they must be trying to rest Terrence Reed because that's 3 times in a row. Stan Summers touched the ball, and he's doing a nice job. They found some 3 times in a row inside on the Wildcat defense.
Javen Lovelady up, walking around with his shoes on. They taped his right ankle. He is still trying to get the kinks out of that right ankle. We'll see if we see him on the next possession for the Wildcats. For Central, I formation, man in motion down the line of scrimmage. Strand Summers up the middle, quick hitter, crosses the 20-yard line, all the way down to the 17-yard line. It's going to be second down and about 5 or 6 for the Blue Devils. Clock running, 4 minutes to play in the first half. We have a tie score, 7 to Central, North and Central from Brady Street Stadium. It's our MAC game of the week. Couple other scores to pass along. Muscatine 20, Burlington 7 midway through the second quarter, and Assumption 20, Clinton 3 midway through the second quarter. Second down and 6 from the 19. Summers up the middle once again, and I think that play might have run its course on that play as he gets stood up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they did. North's defense didn't get fooled at all there, Pete. They saw that play now 3 or 4 times in a row. Brings up another possession down. Big play for the Blue Devils.
Third down and 4, it looks like, for Central. Ball at the 17 of North as a late substitution comes in for Central.
That's always scary.
Yep. Well, it's a new fullback, and I think they're going to call a timeout.
But it looked like Stan Summers had a little bit of equipment problem, so he had to come running off the field. So they tried to hustle in their backup fullback, Javon Green, and really what Burton did right there was pretty smart. Took a timeout to get them reorganized. Hey, Pete, this is a good time to thank some of our sponsors. Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center, the lifeblood of our community. The 11th Street Bar and Grill, home of the famous tenderloin. And don't forget Home Hardware, Davenport's oldest and best hardware store. Listen to the Hardware Guy, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on WOC.
How about a couple more?
Well, Pete, there's Maxwell's transmission for Pete.
Play from the sidelines. I formation with the slot on the right side of the formation. Looks like we have the unbalanced line on the left side, maybe. They'll send the man in motion there. Reed will take the pitch. Left side, he's going to be stopped nicely right at the line of scrimmage by the short corner on the play, number 2, Mac Sheedy. No gain on the play.
That was an excellent outside run, Phil, there by Mac Sheedy. He's not a big kid, 5'8", 165, but there's been a lot of Sheedys that have played at Davenport North and have played pretty well, and there's some that I think we're playing at St. Ambrose.
TJ.
Yeah.
4th down and 4. Central will go for it. Reed, the tailback. Jones audibilizes at the line. Man in motion, across the line. Reed is going to be stopped shy. He's going to be stopped shy of the 15-yard line. Gains a yard on the play, but North will take over. Big stop for the Wildcats.
That's a huge stop for him right there. Davenport Central had their offense going. They were controlling the ball, controlling the clock, but Davenport North's Wildcats defense stepped up and had a huge play right there, Pete.
It'll be 1st and 10 for North. Game tied, 7-7. We got 2.5 to play in the quarter. Javon Lovelady does not check into the ball game. Doesn't even have his helmet with him. As Handelman on the naked bootleg rolls out, finds a guy in the flat, and it's completed on the play across to the 22-yard line to number 43. That is Brandon Smith. Brandon Smith, a pretty thick, strong-looking tight end. A senior, 6'3", 230 pounds. I wouldn't doubt that.
Terrence Reed trying to do it on both sides of the ball. He made the tackle there on the play, Pete.
Second down and a short 4. Under 2 minutes to play. 7-7 the score, North and Central. locking horns here at the big stadium tonight. I formation. Handelman rolls out again on the bootleg. Finds a guy back in, and it's going to be almost picked off on the play. Not quite. Deflected nicely by Eric Hester. Pass was intended on the backside for Brandon Smith, as Hester just got in front of Smith and nearly picked it off.
Yeah, it looked like he knew that ball was coming. He was reading the quarterback's eyes, and he had a nice break, but he just mistimed that one, Pete. Otherwise, Eric could have had a chance at a big pick.
3rd down and 4. And if you're North, you really don't want to punt it away here this late in the first half. Handelman drops back to pass, has a guy open in the flat. It is caught at the 30, up the sidelines, breaks a tackle, penalty flag on the play. Tackled near the 45-yard line is Nick Rashall.
Coach Hobenick gave a little bit new formation there. They came out with trips to the wide side of the field, but it looks like the penalty is going to be against the Wildcats.
Yep, I believe it was holding or blocking in the back. And this one is going to come back.
Well, they may end up, we'll have to see, because they had, after the catch, they had the first down. We'll see how they tack on this penalty here.
Yeah, I believe it's blocking in the back. We'll see where they start from. They're going to mark the ball. 1st down. So it'll be a 1st down at the 29. I guess it was holding. So I think they marked it 10 yards back. And Central's a little confused in the defensive backfield. 3 receiver set this time from North. 1st and 10. Minute and a half to go. Clock running. Handelman into the flat. Rashall catches it up the 40-yard line to the 44-yard line before he is stopped out of bounds by number 26 and number 44, Javon Green for Central.
Well, North's in their hurry-up offense, and what they're trying to do, Pete, is they're getting those 3 wide receivers out there. And the last 2 times, they really ran crisp routes, and they had good spacing, and that's really important.
Timeout taken by Central. We'll check in with some of our great sponsors. John?
Well, let's thank the Orthopedic and Rheumatology Associates. Excellent in sports. Conference, I think, is going to be a pretty good football league this year. It looks like the teams that have been on the bottom in the past are a lot better, and they're going to challenge and make some runs at the teams that have been in the top.
Look at this. Shotgun formation for the Knights. Handelman about 6 yards deep, and he's going to take a 1 step back, looking up the field for Overton, and it's thrown a little long, and he almost makes a one-handed catch near the sidelines. Actually, that's Santoro. But the clock will stop. 1:15 to play. They got 2nd down and 10. Ball is at the 44 of North. Shotgun.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. After the timeout, they decided to come back and try and go for a big play and see if they can get Central's defense snapping, but good coverage there by the Blue Devils secondary.
Same formation, 3 receivers, a tailback, and referees are going to blow the play dead. I believe someone is lined up off sides, and I think it might be this guy on the end here for North, number 42. Either that or it's number 1, but offsides is the call, lining up in the neutral zone. North will go back 5 yards. We'll remind listeners about the point after, presented by Hungry Hobo, Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1230. Myself and Mike Colquitt talk about the local high school football scene. Last night we had Luke Fedderson on, and today he kindly put on his website some information about the show. That's the point after, 6 p.m. Thursdays. Handelman, hit hard in the backfield. Where's the football? And it's still loose on the carpet, and who comes up with it? It looks like North has got it, but Julian Vandervelde, I believe, was the guy in the backfield who applied a really big hit on Handelman.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a bone crusher there, and with that contact, the ball also came out, and North was very lucky. They pounced right back on that ball.
Right, Overton had a chance to pick it up, and he actually did take a few steps with it before he was hit. The ball was knocked out of his hands, and then rolled a few feet away from him, and then a mad scramble ensued where you had about 10 guys piled up for the little football, and North came through with it, but it's going to be 3rd down, 30 seconds to play in the half. Handelman in the shotgun, 3 receiver set, wide. He's going to go down the field, and this one's going to be almost picked off on the play, not quite, as that pass really sailed away from Handelman, intended for Leon Gales, as it was a bad snap, and the play just didn't look good from the start. So Central's going to get the ball back with probably about 15 seconds to play, as Hobenick stops the big quarterback on his way to the sidelines, and kindly goes over a few things.
And it looks like Central is going to try and set up for a return. You have a decision here. Do you go for the big block and rush everybody, but they have 2 deep, so we'll see if they can get one.
The punt is high. It's a wobbler. It's going to bounce at the 41-yard line. Reed will stay away from it. Probably should have picked it up because time is running. They're not going to touch it. And the referee's not going to. Okay, now he blows it dead. 8 seconds to go in the ball game, or in the first half. So we'll see what Matt Verdon elects to do with the 8 seconds.
Well, that was a nice job by the North High punt team, Pete, because they got the ball out of there. They got it on the turf, let it roll. They didn't touch it right away, and they ran down quite a few seconds as that ball continued to roll on the turf.
8 seconds to go. We'll see what North chooses to do. 1st and 10. And they're going to take a knee and head to the locker room, satisfied with a 7-7 halftime score. So we'll take a timeout here as the half comes to us. The score 7 for North, 7 for Central, and a pretty even first half. We'll check out some scores from around the area. Again, if you're at a game and listening to us, thanks a lot for joining in. If you got a cell phone, give Jeremy a call in the studio at 344-7040. We'd love to hear your score. So
be done another week or two. They're building a brand new weight room, and that will be beautiful. And our baseball field, Pete, $1.5 million project should be done here by the 1st of November.
Adam Mims kickoff in the third quarter goes right up the middle, almost untouched across the 35-yard line to the 40-yard line is number 20 of the Wildcats, and that's just going to excite North even more. Corey Overton on the big return. He almost broke that.
Yeah, Corey Overton has showed up a few times here. He has some good speed, Pete. Just about broke that one. But even though he didn't, that's a nice return for the North High Wildcats to begin the half.
1st and 10, 7-7 the score. First play of the third quarter. North on offense, ball at their own 40-yard line. I formation in the backfield. Handoff goes to the tailback, number 21, Nick Rashal. Rashal has had a lot of carries tonight. Probably doesn't have a whole lot of yards if you were to look at the stats. They did a nice job bottling him up, but he's been effective, just not in the terms of getting large amounts of yards.
And we keep calling the name of Javon Green, number 44, the inside linebacker for the Blue Devils. He's really been all over the place right now, and a lot of tackles here.
And Javen Lovelady still on the bench, not in action, and now he's actually sitting on a trainer's table as we speak. Up the middle, Rashal has a first down as he punishes his way forward. A nice 8-yard gain right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, some real nice blocking that time by Steve Toff, 6 foot 220. And number 73, Kyle Ward, 5'11", 260. The Wildcat line we saw last week, Pete, took over their game in the second half and really started getting after it and got the running game going.
1st and 10 from the 50. 11 minutes to play in the third quarter. 7-7 the score, North and Central. I formation. Up the middle. And tripped up as he crosses the 45-yard line is, I believe, Overton. Corey Overton, the tailback. And he almost broke that one. If he's not tripped up, he might still be running.
Yeah, that was
second down and short for the Wildcats.
Just a shoestring tackle there by one of the Blue Devils. That could have been a huge gain for Davenport North.
2nd down and 1 from the 40-yard line, North into Central territory. Overton over to the right side. He's going to be stood up shy of the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard. It'll be third down and short for the Wildcats.
And that was number 44 again, Javon Green, all over the field, making another tackle for the Blue Devils.
As injured Blue Devil on the play, number 31, Aaron Parker down. We'll go out to Spartan Stadium, Bill Horrell. Wow.
Well, right now, if you're North Scott, you know you're backed up a little bit, so now they're throwing the ball and things like that. And I think the Pleasant Valley's defense is that good, Pete, and obviously they got a big pick there.
Third and short from the 41-yard line, I formation. We'll see if Rashal gets the pitch. No, it's going to be the fullback up the middle. He's going to be stopped right at the 40-yard line. This one's going to depend on the spot. Ball carrier, the fullback for North. Number 41, it looks like, his first carry of the night for Dan Andreessen.
And then getting off the pile again for the Blue Devils, Javon Green. Javon's 5'11", 190. He's been all over the field tonight, and he's been a real run stopper for the Blue Devils.
And the referees are going to stop the clock, bring the chain gang on to measure this one out. Will it be 4th and short or 1st and 10 for the Wildcats? It's going to be 1st and 10. So Andreessen gets the yard that they need as Coach Skip Eckhart talking it over with one of the North assistants on the sideline. Coach Merv Habenek brings the play in. Ira Gooch to his right.
Well, North is just trying to control the ball right now with their running game.
1st and 10. I formation. Twin receivers. Number 21, the ball carrier, Nick Rashaw up the middle. A nice gain. Another first down, about 13 yards on the first down. You know, he's really not being touched until he gets tackled by a defensive back.
Yeah, that was a real nice football run, even though he had that hole in there, Pete, and he got through it. But in the last 3 or 4 yards, he did carry a couple Blue Devils, and nice run by Nick.
1st and 10 for North. Rashaw gets the call again. Over right guard, not much going on. He's going to be stopped with about a 1 or 2 yard gain. 9:30 to play in the third quarter, 7-7 the score. North moving in Central Territory.
He was tackled there by Matt Frederick, 6'4", 270. And guess who? Javon Green, the inside linebacker for the Blue Devils.
2nd down and 9 from the 27. And North pitches it back to Overton. Overton around right end, gets to the 25-yard line before he is tripped up on the play by big number 70, Matt Frederick, 6'4", 270.
Yeah, right now it's just a matter of, North has done this and Central has done it. They've had nice long drives, and then as they get close to the goal, right now they're at the 25-yard line. It looks like about 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. We'll see what call that Coach Habenek can come up with.
Well, big down. If they don't get it, they'll probably go for it here on 4th down. So one really big down here. We'll I formation for North. Like somebody might have lined up off sides. Nick Rashal is on the sidelines limping.
Wow.
Here, so that's why we have offsides called against Central. So this 3rd down play is going to be a little bit easier. We'll see who lines up in the tailback spot for North.
And we'll see how deep the Wildcats are. I know they have good athletes, and it looked like they had good speed, and they'll find out, who's their 3rd-string tailback is now.
I believe we are looking at Corey Overton, who's been playing a lot of slot and receiver tonight. And again, the backup running backs, both fullback and tailback. Overton plunges into the line on the left tackle, and he pushes the pile up to the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for North.
Yeah, that was a nice hard run there by Overton, and they're getting some nice blocking again from number 76, Byron Stokes, 6'3", 260.
Now Nick Rashal checks back into the ballgame along with another fresh face in the backfield, number 40, Josh McCarthy. McCarthy will line up at fullback. Rashal behind him, dots the I. Rashal up the middle, dances at the line of scrimmage, stumbles, and falls forward right at the 15-yard line for a gain of about a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. We got 8 minutes to play in the third quarter, 7-7 the score. North on the move, deep in Central Territory, ball at the 15-yard line, 2nd down and 9.
Well, Central had a great line surge on their defensive line that time, Pete, and it caused Overton to kind of shake a little bit, and he couldn't find a hole to get through.
On second down, they'll pitch it to Rashaw. Rashaw will cut it back to the middle. Penalty flag on the play. Thrown by the side judge.
You know, it's amazing in high school football, Pete. These guys work all week. They go, on their discipline and things like that, getting off the ball. Then they march all the way down the field, and all of a sudden, when it's time to get paid, all these little penalties come up.
Holding a preliminary signal from the head official. As North will, their huddle will move back a little bit. Holding is the call. It'll go back 10 yards. It'll be second down. And instead of having it at the 15, now they have it at the 25.
Well, Pete, this is a good time to thank Hungry Hobo. They have 11 convenient Quad City locations, including the newest store at 4810 Elmore Avenue in Davenport.
I formation, second down. Handelman drops back to pass, bootleg. Over the middle, receiver open, cannot quite hook up with him. Intended receiver was Corey Overton, and if there's one knock we've had on Central's offense tonight, it's the receivers and the quarterback just aren't quite in sync.
Yeah, Pete, that's North's offense, but
North's offense,
right? And it's these blue helmets. Everybody has both blue helmets on, but
too much blue.
They ran a bootleg route there, and they had a fullback in the flat, then no other receivers. And I think a receiver possibly ran a wrong route because when you boot, you'd like to have 2 or 3 guys, to throw to.
3rd and 19 from the 25 for North. Handelman, a 2-step drop across the middle, and pass incomplete for Jesse McCauley. It was a simple slant pass right across the middle. And it's going to be 4th down, and the Central coaches liking what they have seen so far, and North is going to punt. It's 4th and 19. I mean, that's a tough call for. Actually, they're going to kick a field goal.
Right, it'd be tough to punt here with the
field
ball
goal block.
25.
Tom Handelman in to try a 42-yard field goal attempt. He is not quite in the middle of the field. He's more on the far hash, so he's going to be kicking right to left, just slightly. 42-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's up. It's long enough. Looks good from here. No, it's no good. 42-yard attempt goes. I'm not sure which way that tail must have tailed off to the near side, wide left. I think I'm going to call that.
Yeah, because Coach Eckert for North, he was kind of like a golf shot, Pete. He was kind of looking at it and thinking that, it was through, and he asked the official, and I guess it did just miss to the left side of the goalpost.
And the official comes over and explains his case to Coach Eckert, and he accepts it and walks away. 1st and 10 for Central. So Central has dodged a pretty good bullet. They've got the ball at their own 25-yard line with 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. Option pitch goes to Terrence Reed. Reed is going to be stopped for about a 3-yard loss. Not much going on the option play. Excellent job by North defensive backs flying up to make the stop.
Yeah, that was number 12, Kyle Posey, a junior, 5'10", and all of 140. But that's how you come up against an option play. He really did a super job of filling that in, and he got away from the blocker, and a big play for Davenport North.
And as Coach Eckhart and Coach Hobnick sharing some words together. 2nd down and 15 from the 21. Jones under center. Man in motion down the line. He's going to give it to the fullback up the middle. A lot of running room. Crosses the 30-yard line to the 32-yard line.
That's just their trap play again. They had going late in the first half, Pete, and they came right back, got it going again. Stanton Summers with another nice run.
3rd down and 3, we'll call it, for Central. 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 7-7 the score. And what we thought we had a couple of high-powered offenses, but really the defensive has kind of won out, bending but not breaking inside each other's 30-yard line. Trap play up the middle to probably Summers. Yep, Stanton Summers the ball carrier. Close to the 35-yard line. That's where he needs to be for the 1st down, and I think he might have it.
Well, that was number 44, Zach Wilson, on another tackle for Davenport North.
1st down for Central. They'll move the chains. Big 1st down. on their opening drive. So North's drive lasts a good 6 minutes, halfway through the quarter. Nice looking drive.
Yeah, both teams have had those type of drives, Pete. Then they get down the red zone, and we have a penalty and a sack and those type of things. And one of these teams is going to have to learn how to finish.
And I like what Skip Eckhart is doing here. He's taking a guy off every play, a guy that maybe isn't trying as hard, we'll say. Option, Jones keeps it himself, and he's going to be hit hard after about a 2-yard gain on the first down, and Jones is slow to get up, and that's not good if you're a Central Blue Devil fan. And he is still down on the turf. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 37. He took a pretty hard shot.
Yeah, I didn't see for sure. It was either number 55 Wildermuth or number 2 Max Sheedy. Both those guys are big hitters for the North defense.
And the backup quarterback for Central, left foot.
Yeah, probably an ankle.
And Cross is into the ball game. Wow, that takes away a threat for Central. Not having Robert Jones, his leadership in the ball game. Jones going to take a seat on the bench, will be looked at by their fine trainer. 2nd down and 8 from the 37. Handoff to Reed. Reed up the middle across the 40-yard line to the 43-yard line.
Well, Davenport Central is really sticking with their game plan, Pete. They're going to establish Reed, and Reed's the guy. If he gets gets any type of hole, he showed the ability in the first half that he can, score from way out.
Next week, we will be back here at the stadium for Bettendorf and Central. Next Friday around 7:30, September 26th. 3rd down, Central. 3rd and 3 at the 42 for Central. Cross hands it off to the fullback, and he's going to be stopped way shy of the first down marker. It'll be 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it. So Stanton Summers could barely get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice line surge by North, and it's going to be a punting situation.
Last week North really did a good job of playing a great second half defense. And Pete, they also got their offense going in the second half, and we'll see how this goes here.
Trenton Bibbs into punt. He'll be punting from his own 30-yard line. A pair of Wildcats. Bad snap along the turf. He's going to tuck it under and run for it, and he's going to be hit. Not back around the 38-yard line by number 25, Marty Kirk, for North. So Bibbs decides to tuck it under. And, he had some running room. I didn't even see Kirk. And he came out of nowhere and made the tackle. I thought he was going to get a first down, but wow, a big play for Central. Big play for North. It was a bad snap.
Yeah, the snap caused the whole thing, and a high school kid, Trenton Bibbs, didn't know for sure what to do, and he took off running with it.
And Central not aligned correctly on defense. They didn't have 3 guys on the line on the first down play up the middle for North. A nice healthy gain of about 8 yards. North was up ready to do the play, and Central was just breaking out of the huddle.
Well, North got the first 5 yards, Pete, without blocking anybody, and then once they did make contact to the Central's defense, which was 5 yards off the ball, they got another 2 or 3.
Same thing. And for that first play, Central only had 10 guys out on the field. Rashal, the tailback, dots the I. He'll get the call off of left guard. Scoots across the 30 to the 25 to the 22-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for North, and now Central could use a timeout.
Well, North right now, the Steve Toft and Byron Stokes are doing a real nice job of getting off the ball. Their center Ron Wildermuth doing a super job, and they're starting to establish themselves here a little bit.
1st and 10, ball at the 23-yard line of Central. North on the move, I formation. Rashal fumbles the football. I believe Central might have this one back. We'll see what the referee's signal is. Yep, Central ball. Central recovers at their own 24-yard line. So Central dodges a pretty big bullet because I had a feeling that North was probably going to take that one into the barn.
Yeah, it's a big break for the Blue Devils defense, and that was just a matter of dropping the ball without contact, Pete. So I don't know if it was a quarterback, halfback exchange, but that ball was put on the turf without contact.
First and 10 for the Blue Devils, ball at their own 24-yard line. We got 2:45 to play in the third quarter. 7-7 still the score. North and Central from Brady Street Stadium. Handoff to Reed up the middle. Reed dances his way across the 25 to the 29-yard line. It'll be second down for the Blue Devils.
And right now, both teams are just kind of slugging it out, and they've had a couple mistakes, either penalties and then the fumble. But, this is a typical intercity game with two teams trying to come off with a big win and not making any mistakes.
And two teams suffering from injuries. Pete Cross, the quarterback now for Central. Robert Jones still on the sideline. Second down and 5 from the 29. Terrence Reed up the middle. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, stuffed nicely. Skip Eckhart's got to be happy with the way his front seven has played tonight against the last couple of quarters. Not really in the first quarter, but the way the last few possessions have gone for North on defense has really got to make him happy.
Their defense started out slow against Muscatine, and they gave up some big plays early and got behind, but then they came back against Clinton and looked really good. And tonight they've given up the big read to Terrence Reed early in the game, but since then they've really settled down. They're doing a super job of wrapping up with their tackles tonight.
3rd and 4 from the 30. Big play for both teams. Pitch goes to Reed. Reed, wow, met hard by two Wildcat defenders. 75 and 25, I believe, are the tacklers. 75 Cliff Hare, 25 Marty Kirk. Kirk makes another big stop. And Skip Eckhart just really excited on the sidelines for the Wildcats. It'll be 4th and 3 for Central. They're going to have to punt it back.
Yeah, Cliff Harapede has really played a pretty good game so far in the defensive line. He's had a lot of run stops, and also Marty Kirk coming up from the secondary with the big hit.
This one's a good snap. The punt's a high wobbler, taken and dropped by Overton at the 40. He gets it back, eludes a tackler, and he's going to be dropped right around the 42, 43-yard line by big 75 Austin Howard. It'll be 1st and 10 for North. Good field position again.
Yeah, North dodged a bullet there. Overton kind of took his eyes off the ball, and a lot of returners do that. They like to peek once in a while, Pete, and the ball was on the turf. He picked up the ball, and we got a flag, though, against North, so we'll see how this comes out.
Holding the call against North, so that's going to move him back another 10 yards.
This game was moving along at a pretty good clip, except for the long halftime for homecoming. But all of a sudden now we're getting the penalties and fumbles, and I think both these coaches are getting upset at a few of their players right now.
We should tell our fans that our halftime guest bailed out on us this week. We had Mike Reed lined up, the new boys varsity basketball coach of Central, and he is away this weekend. Agreed to it and really didn't think about where he was going this weekend, and gave me a call this week and said I can't make it, but we'll have Coach Reed at a later date when we have Central again. I think we have Central in Pleasant Valley, like game 7 or 8, I believe. Holding the call against the Wildcats, so instead of having 1st and 10 from the 40, they're going to take it from where the spot from the where the penalty occurred at the 36, 37-yard line. It's going to move back all the way to the 26-yard line.
Pete, we probably made a mistake there, because if we would have had Duncan Reed at halftime, we had that 20 or 30 minutes there.
We would have been good.
We would have been good, because he can definitely talk, and he could have covered a lot of subjects.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They'll regroup, go back in the huddle. We'll go out to Pleasant Valley here maybe after this play. 43 actually, we'll wait till the end of the quarter, just 45 seconds to go in the half. Handelman once again, bootleg. He's going to tuck it under and run it himself. He can get a block. He's got a big game all the way down the field, down the hash marks. Penalty flag on the play. He's going to be tackled at the 45-yard line. A good 20-yard game might just come back. We'll see what the penalty flag is. Blocking behind the back, the call. Bill Harrell, let's go out to you at Pleasant Valley. Thank you, Bill. Nice job tonight. We'll probably check in with you one more time when that game ends. 38-0, Pleasant Valley sticking it to North Scott tonight out at Spartan Stadium. 3-receiver set for North. Handelman drops back, and his pass is almost intercepted. Nicely batted down. A nice, great diving effort by Javon Green. He's had a nice defensive game tonight.
Yeah, Javon Green is an excellent linebacker, and the one thing that he brings to this game, Pete, is that he has speed, and he can go sideline to sideline and also cover guys. And it's hard to find linebackers in high school that can stop the run and to defend the pass as well as Javon Green does.
This time North will go back to their I formation, 2nd down and 8, 26 seconds to play in the third quarter. Handelman drops back. He's going to get rid of the ball into the sideline, and he'll elude the sack. Good defensive effort by 22 for Central.
Well, that was kind of an ugly play from the beginning. I don't know if they were trying to boot into the boundary or sprint in the boundary, but there's not a lot of room to throw the ball in there, Pete, with the high school hash marks being a little bit wider than the college marks.
3rd down and 8 from the 28. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. We are tied 7-7. Handelman, short drop. He's going to go up the middle, tuck it under. Not going to get much. They're going to have to punt it back to Central. They'll probably let the clock run out. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back with the start of the fourth quarter. We've got a good one. Don't go anywhere. 7-7 the score. North and Central are deadlocked after 3. It's our MAC Game of the Week here on WOC Talk Radio 1420.
27-9, right? Okay.
4th down for the North Wildcats. They will be punting to open the fourth quarter of action. As their punter, big lineman, gets his foot into the ball. Nice looking kick. That'll be taken by Terrence Reed on the run. Actually, that's Aaron Robinson on the run. He'll cross the 40 to the 45-yard line. So Central has a guy down. Oh, no, that's number 3, Terrence Reed. And he wasn't a deep guy, but he...
Yeah, Terrence was the up guy that time, and it looked like on a block he might have fell off the block and rolled his ankle. And, the Central training staff's right out there tending to Terrence.
7-7 our score. Robert Jones, though, back in the lineup for Central. So, a lot of injuries. And Jamin Lovelady hasn't played since the first quarter. Jones went off a couple of series ago. Pete Cross came in, did a nice job. Now Jones back, but they lose Terrence Reed. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line for Central. They'll go with the fullback up the middle. That is Stanton Summers. Summers held to a minimal game, and who's their go-to guy now?
Well, we'll have to see. They may try and get the ball right now back into number 2 hands, Robert Jones. They tried to, use that formation they used earlier in the game and try and pop Stanton Summers, but Davenport North's defensive line is doing an outstanding job the whole night. They got a lot of guys in there playing hard.
Robert Jones, 2nd down and 10, barks out the signals at the line for the Blue Devils. He'll take a 2-step drop, tries to hit Marcus Terry in the flat. Terry catches it at the 50, turns around, fights his way upfield into Wildcat territory, and he's going to be held, looks like shy of the first down marker by about a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Central.
Those are the type of routes that Central has to run. Terry's not going to be a deep threat, but inside there with that big body he has, when he catches the ball 7 or 8 yards downfield, he's a nice target to throw to.
3rd down and short. We'll see if we see Stanton Summers here up the middle from his fullback spot. Man in motion down the line of scrimmage. Handoff goes to Summers. Summers didn't get there. He needed to go across the 45-yard line, and he was held shy. And now all of a sudden, the Central offense is just one-dimensional.
Yeah, that was a real good line surge again. Justin Harper, Kenny Faust, they're doing the job right now. And also Cliff Hare, number 75. They're doing a nice job in there for Davenport North. And North's defense has been really surprising in the second half, 2 weeks in a row now, Pete.
4th and short. I believe Central will go for it on this down. 4th and 1 from their own 46. They need to get to the 44, across the 45-yard line for a first down. Jones on the opt. Well, looks like he handed off the second back through, and he didn't get it. He was held shy of the 45-yard line. It was number 20, Ramondo Rodriguez. So North doing an excellent job here in the second half on defense. We'll head out to Pleasant Valley here in another minute. 1st and 10 for North, I formation. And I think Lovelady is in at fullback. He is. They give it to him on the trap. A lot of running across the 45 to the 40-yard line of Central. And he hasn't played in 2.5 quarters, but there he is, Javon Lovelady.
Well, that's a great call by Coach Habeneck and with his offense, because Lovelady's legs are fresh. We didn't know if they were healthy, and he got him the ball right away. And when you get a running back at the high school level at 6'2", 235, he's going to be a tough one to bring down.
Lovelady will stay in. Rashal, the tailback, 2 receivers split out to the wide side of the field. Handelman will hand it off to Rashal up the middle, gain him 3 or 4 yards. Let's go out to Pleasant Valley, Bill.
3-yard carry by number 21, Nick Rashal, tackle made by number 44, Javon Green.
All right, Bill, thanks for everything tonight. Why don't you head on home, pack it in. Great job tonight, Bill. 2nd down and 7 from the 37 North. With the ball, Rashal up the middle, crosses the 35-yard line to the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short for the Wildcats.
You know, both defensive lines for North and Central are playing very well tonight, Pete. They're getting good line surges. They're getting off the ball. And it's been real tough for both teams to move the ball because of the defensive line play.
3rd down and 4. I formation. Rashal up the middle. Got some running room. The 25 to the 20 to the 15. And he's going to be, he fumbles it, but the ball stays in bounds, or does it go out of bounds? He fumbles it. No, it's still North's ball.
Wow.
It goes out of bounds right at the 12-yard line. The ball just popped out of his hand.
Yeah, it did, and I don't know if he was trying to switch hands, get the ball to the outside as he turned the corner, but when he did, it looked like the ball just shot out of his hand, and North, probably took a deep breath there on the sideline because that was a nice game, almost a touchdown, and the ball just barely got out of bounds.
Wow. 1st and 10 from the 12 for the Wildcats. Rashawn will come out, and Lovelady will replace him at tailback. The fullback now is Ezekiel Davis for North. Lovelady up the middle, stumbles ahead across the 10-yard line all the way down to the 7-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats.
Well, that's been an excellent drive for North High. They're just pounding the ball at them. Lovelady's back in the lineup. That's given a big boost for the North High Wildcats offense, Pete.
7:55 to play in the football game. 7-7 the score. I formation. Lovelady dots the I. He'll take the handoff over left guard. Dances his way into the 5-yard line. He's going to be close to the 1st down marker. I think he might have it.
Well, that was a good run. He looked like the big heavy that time. He kept his legs churning, shoulder pads over the ball, and just drove the ball almost into the end zone.
We check in with some of our sponsors.
Oh,
maybe.
Sure. Let's thank 11th Street Bar and Grill, home of the famous Tenderloin, L&W Bedding, Hungry Hobo, Maxwell Transmission, and improve your focus at Anderson Brown Eye Care, Coral Ridge Mall, Coralville, and North Park Mall, Davenport.
1st and 10, actually 1st and goal for the Wildcats. They have the ball at the, I'm going to say, the 2-yard line on the far hash. They'll line up with Lovelady, the tailback, Davis, the fullback. We got 7:40 to play in the game, 7-7 to score. Handelman turns around, hands it off to Lovelady up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, a 2-yard run for Javen Lovelady.
Well, the one thing that Coach Habeneck brings to the North High football program is he knows how to give the ball to a tailback, Pete. And that time with Lovelady coming off that injury, he sat out for 2 quarters. His legs are fresh, and at 235 pounds, he gets into the end zone.
Handelman will stay in to try and tack on the point after touchdown. The snap, the hold, the kick. Ooh, it's a little ugly, but he gets it to go through. 14-7. the score. North on top after Javen Lovelady scores a 2-yard run. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, come back with the kickoff. It's 14-7 the score. North leading Central. It's our MAC game of the week here on WOC 14 Talk Radio 1420. Handelman's kick taken at the 4-yard line by Terrence Reed. Reed, a lot of space. He's across the 35, almost to the 40-yard line.
Well, Terrence Reed is healthy. He's back in the lineup, and he looked awful good on that play, Pete.
Wow. 14-7 the score. North just scored on Javen Lovelady's 2-yard run. We've got 7:30 to play in the football game. North 14, Central 7. It's been a classic showdown of these two Davenport public schools. 1st and 10, ball at the 37-yard line. North will start with Reed in the backfield, Jones back and quarterback. Both have returned from injuries that kept them out for a series or two. Jones pitches it to Reed on the option. Reed turns the corner to the 45, to the 40, stiff arms a guy. Gets taken out of bounds right near the 48-yard line. Corey Overton took him out of bounds.
That was a nice play, and if Central's outside blockers could have stayed on those blocks a little bit longer, Pete, Reed might have broke that one. Hey, Pete, let's thank Maxwell Transmissions, transmission specialist with over 20 years of experience in building bridges to your future. Eastern Iowa Community College.
They built something.
Yeah, not bridges.
1st and 10 from the 47 for Central. I formation, Reed dots the I, slot to the left side of the formation. Straight ahead with Reed. Reed across the 50-yard line to the 49 of North.
You know, probably the stats in this game are pretty even, Pete. Both teams have had the ball. Seems like about an equal amount of time. Both of them have had some nice drives. It's just that North has finished one more time than Central has.
2nd down and 6 for Central. Ball at the North 49-yard line. We got 6:50 to play in the football game. North leads 14-7. They just scored a touchdown a couple minutes ago. Lovelady took it in from 2 yards out. Extra point was good. Our score at halftime was 7-7. So 14-7 now. North leading. Jones keeps it on the option. Pitches it to Reed. Penalty flag on the play. Reed dropped down about the 45-yard line. This one will probably come back.
It looked like they had a hold on their outside blocking. Nice option play, but Max Sheedy was about ready to make the tackle, and it looked like he might have got tackled by a Blue Devil blocker.
Holding the call against Central, and boy, that's going to move him back 10 yards. Now it's going to be back at the 42-yard line instead of the 48 of North. Tough break. Yeah,
but the penalties on offenses have hurt both these teams in the second half. They didn't have much of that in the first half.
2nd down and 15 from the 42 for Central. As Reed lines up here at a wide receiver, Jones drops back, looks down the field, throws to Reed. Reed eludes 1 tackler, 2 tackler, 3 tacklers as he goes back into North territory. So they're going to have the ball at the 48, back where they had the ball before the penalty, as Ryan Corbin slowly trots off of the field, and he is not moving his left arm. He takes off his helmet and tries to take a sprint on the sideline. We'll see what is ailing big Mr. Corbin. 3rd down, big play. 3rd and 6 from the 48 as Corbin heads to the locker room without hesitating. Jones drops back to pass, and he's going to have to run for it. Eludes 1 tackler, 2 tacklers. 1st down for the Blue Devils as he's going to be brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. I don't know if you had your eye on Corbin, though. He took his helmet off, and he went right for the
and the
locker
trainer was right behind him. You know, Robert Jones, I think he might be better just take it off every time he drops back, because he really does a nice job making guys miss an open field.
He's a slasher.
Yeah, he's going to be, both him and Reed, a lot of colleges are going to look at him for their athletic ability.
First and 10, 5:20 to play in the ball game. North leads 14-7. We've got a good one. I formation on the option. The pitch to Reed. Reed breaks one tackle, can't break a second, and he's going to lose a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 11 from the 42 for Central.
Well, that was a nice job by North Secondary. Guys like Max Sheedy, he's been around the ball a lot tonight. Kyle Posey and Corey Overton. And also the little guy out there, Josh Santoro, very good cover corner.
And here comes Corbin trotting on the track. Helmet in hand.
You never know. Maybe he has a little asthma or maybe a contact situation.
Second down and 12. Jones, deep drop back. And he eludes 1, 2, 3 guys off to the races to the 35. Eludes another one to the 30. And he broke about 8 tackles on the play down to the 30-yard line. It's going to be first and 10 for Central. What a play from Robert Jones, their senior quarterback, who, again, missed 2 series. He was helped off of the turf because of a left ankle problem.
You know, the other thing what Jones does in the fourth quarter, by him scrambling, P, you're getting North High guys chasing him all over the field, and they're getting a little tired. You see a lot of guys bent over right now trying to catch their breath.
A break in the action because they're going to bring the chain game all the way over from the opposite side of the field.
Hey, we'd like to thank IowaPreps.com, Orthopedic and Rheumatology Associates, excellent in sports medicine, Molyneux Insurance, Hungry Hobo, and if you need eye care, it's Anderson and Brown Eye Care, Coral Ridge Mall, Coralville, and North Park Mall, Davenport.
I believe first down was signaled. Yep, first and 10 for Central. 4:19 to play in the ball game. North 14, Central 7. First and 10 from the 30 near hash mark. Blue Devils working toward the stadium end, going south to north here at Brady Street Stadium. Jones under center. Calls out which way he's going. Blitz on the play. Jones rolls out. He's going to be taken down for a major loss on the play. Could not elude big number 75. Cliff Hare. Hare gets up and celebrates, as he should. About a 7 or 8 yard loss for the Blue Devils, and that one hurts.
Yeah, it does. Coach Eckert decided to go with the blitz that time, and he got good pressure. You know, Cliff Hare has some speed for a defensive lineman, and he was able to capture Jones from behind.
Second down and long for the Blue Devils. Ball at the 38 of North. They trail North. Central trails North 14-7 late here in the fourth quarter. As Jones drops back to pass, hits a guy in the flat across the 35 to the 30, breaking tackles to the 25-yard line. They get a lot of that back. That's number 3, Terrence Reed, the receiver for Central.
Well, late in the fourth quarter here, Pete, what Central's trying to get done is they're getting the ball in their 2 athletes' hands any way they can. This is a good job by Matt Vernon, offense, and trying to move the ball here.
3rd and 8. You get the clock running. We're under 3 minutes to go. They're taking an awful lot of time. It's up to the line. They got an I formation. Reed dots the I. Jones under center. They get the play off. Up the middle. I think he missed the handoff. Jones missed the handoff on the play. It was a broken play. He went right up the middle. He doesn't really gain anything. And he is slow to get off of the turf. Actually, I think his shoe came off. It's going to be 4th down. Central's got to go for it.
Yeah, they definitely do. And there was a big hole on the right side there. And I'm sure Robert Jones would like to have that handoff back, because if Terrence Reed could have gotten the ball, they would have had the first down plus a little more.
So Central calls a timeout. We'll set the scenario for you. It's 4th and 4 from the 25. Ball placed in the middle of the field, in between the hashes. We've got 2 minutes and 27 seconds to play in the ball game. The score is North 14, Central 7. The score was tied 7-7 at half. Javen Lovelady, who was injured in the first quarter, came back and had a couple of big runs on a short drive, which put the Wildcats ahead. He capped it off with a 2-yard plunge into the end zone. That at the 7:30 mark of the fourth quarter. So with 2.5 to play, North 14, Central 7 in a game that really both schools have to have in the win column.
And this is Central's homecoming, so you know they definitely want to win. Makes the dance go a lot better. These are tough calls, though, Pete. 4th and 4, there's a lot of different things that go through your mind. You got bootleg passes. You got the big Terry kid out there, 84. And also you've got the scrambling ability of Robert Jones and Reed. So we'll see what the Blue Devils are going to do here.
Reed is split out with Marcus Terry. This is probably going to be a pass since Reed is not lined up in the I back. 4th and 4, Jones under center, rolls out. Looking down the middle, got Reed. It's caught at the 5-yard line. Beautiful play. Jones to Reed. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for the Blue Devils.
Boy, that was a very tough catch, and Jones had pressure in his face, and it was kind of a timing play, and Terrence Reed, turned around at the right side, makes a spectacular catch.
And you knew where it was going.
Right, and North had good coverage on that play. That was just an excellent play by Terrence Reed.
Great effort on both sides of the ball, defense and offense, but offense comes away with that one. So 1st and goal from the 5 for the Wildcats. I formation, Reed dots the I. Jones sends a guy in motion down the line of scrimmage. Reed up the middle, into the end zone, touchdown Blue Devils. Touchdown Blue Devils.
Well, there was no doubt what Coach Vernon was going to do to get this ball in the end zone. He has two really good athletes in Jones and Terrence Reed, and he made sure that Terrence Reed got the touch. Nice run, excellent blocking by the Blue Devil offensive line.
Adam Mims will come in to try a pretty important extra point. This to tie the game with 2 minutes to go. The snap is good. The hold, the kick, it's a little low. It's good, though. It is good. We're not sure. We had to wait for that one.
Not a lot of height.
No, not height at all. But it was end over end, and it. There's a flag on the play.
Well, the extra point should count. I think it's something after the play, and if it is, it should go on the kickoff. But we'll see what happens.
Stanton Summers is out chatting with the referees. He was the fullback on the play. He's had a nice effort tonight, and Central just, if it's on North, they're going to want to keep the point. It was running into the kicker. And they decline the penalty. They'll take the point. So 14-14, John, this is the game that we hope for tonight.
Yeah, it really is. And, when you get two teams like this battling, you got all the fans still staying in here. Concession stands going well. Sales have gone well here tonight, Pete, because of the crowd. And for Davenport Central homecoming, Davenport North trying to get to 2-1, maybe OT game.
Right. I wouldn't mind. I'm thinking that might be Josh Santoro. Can't quite tell the number. Kicking off is not Mims. It's going to be a lineman. He's a big guy, 55. Well, that's Ryan Corbin. And Corbin lines up 5 yards back. Ball spotted at the 40. Corbin on the ground, and it's going to be taken at the 20-yard line. North's going to have great field position. Right up the middle, untouched. Off to the races to the 50, the 40, the 30 is Overton. He's going to score. Any penalty flags? I don't see any. North sideline going nuts. An 80-yard kickoff return for Corey Overton.
Well, Pete, I don't know exactly, what was called on the kickoff, but that was definitely a squib kick. And unfortunately for Central, that ball bounced up perfectly into Corey Overton's hand, and he never broke stride. He got that ball, got in the middle of the pack, broke outside, and just ran away from the Blue Devil defense.
Well, Corbin kicked off, and maybe the reason he kicked off is because he does squibs better. They just didn't field it.
I'm just not a big fan of the squib kick, Pete, because exactly that. And even if the ball doesn't go, even if the squib kick is executed perfectly, it still wasn't kicked very deep. And either way, North would have had good field position.
The extra point is up and good by Hanelman, but we have a flag on the play, and offsides called against the offense.
Well, there's still plenty of time left.
Yep.
There's 2 minutes left. North has to make this extra point, and then we'll find out what, with Terrence Reed in the Central's offense, they can score from all over the place too.
I've called a lot of games here the last 3 or 4 years with both North and Central, and to see North's reaction to that kickoff return was something I haven't seen here.
No, it was pretty exciting for the Wildcats, and Skip Eckert's trying to get that program turned around where they, win more games than they lose. And if he gets this one tonight, he's going in the right direction.
Handelman will have to do it again, this time 5 yards deep, but the kick is still up and good. So 21-14, our new score. Central scores, and then North returns the favor on the kickoff. With 2:02 to play, our score: North 21, Central 14, and North was lined up ready to go for the return, and Central took its time on the sideline. Boy, that's just devastating.
Well, you got to be able to defend every play, and that's why special teams are important in football, Pete, whether it's a bad snap or a big field goal, or in that case, an excellent return by Corey Overton gives North the lead.
Okay. Again, a fine. Handelman goes on the ground. It's going to be taken by an up guy at the 25, to the 30, to the 40, to the 42, 43-yard line is number 47. That is Mark Stringham, a junior.
Another good return, though, and once again, the ball was quick kicked, and it gives Central the ball in excellent field position to run their 2-minute offense, Pete. Or minute 54 offense.
There you go. 1:54 to play in the ball game. Central has it at their own 43-yard line. They have to go for a touchdown in order to tie, or with a 2-point conversion, take the lead. They trail 21-14. Summers lines up in the backfield alone. 3 receiver set. Jones motioning to his receivers. He'll drop back, 3-step drop, under pressure. And he is going to be taken down. Actually, he's going to gain a yard. Almost sacked on the play. Clock running, 2nd down and 9. 1:40 to play in the football game.
Cliff Hare keeps giving a lot of pressure for the Wildcats defensive line. He's been all over the field again tonight.
3 receiver set. 2 backs in the backfield. Jones, minute 30 to play. Quick pitch around the right end, and it's got to get out of bounds. He gets out of bounds across the 50 to the 48-yard line. Number 20, Ramondo Rodriguez.
That's a nice call. They kind of mixed up their offense a little bit, and now we got a big 3rd down play coming up.
Certainly 4-down territory.
Well, it's always 4-down territory now, Pete, when you're down by 7. And right now, I'm sure Central may come back with a play similar to what they had, or try and get the ball to Reed on the outside.
1:22, 3rd and 1 from the North 48. Central looking for the game tying or go-ahead touchdown. Jones drops back to pass. He's going to sprint out. He's going to have a 1st down and a lot of running room to the 40, to the 30, to the 25. He stayed in bounds. Oh, he crossed the 25. He stayed in bounds. It's a 1st down to the 21-yard line. And Central, I believe they have 2 timeouts. They're going to line up on the ball. Boy, he should have.
Yeah, he should have
gone out of bounds.
And if anybody should know that, the quarterback should know that, Pete.
But he, was stumbling the whole way.
Right,
the whole 35-yard gain. He just.
Turf trip.
Yeah. Split backs, 3 receiver set, clock moving, 1:10 to play. Jones looks over to the sideline. Coach Verdon tells him what to run. Jones drops back, 3-step drop, looking for Reed. The ball, I believe, might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, so that's not bad. Stops the clock. It's 2nd down and 10 from the 23. We got 1:01 to play in the ball game.
The guy that's really played well for Davenport North's defensive line, Cliff Hare, and what he does too, he really brings the heat as a pass rusher, and that really helps out the North High defense.
A minute to go. 2nd down and 10. Summers in the backfield along with Rodriguez. 3 receiver set. Jones drops back to pass, picks up a nice block. Jones is going to run it. It's got to get out of bounds. It doesn't get out of bounds. Now they got to use a timeout. They'll use a timeout on the play. It's going to stop the clock at the 50 seconds to play. And he didn't see anybody open downfield. I believe they have one left because I know they used one. Or was calling one a timeout hardcore. And they're going to move it back 5 yards. And what is that?
I'm not sure, Pete. That's the one you have to look up in the program with those funny guys there. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
What call was that? That was delay of game, I guess.
It's not in my picture book here. The referee. Oh, there it is. Delay of game.
I thought delay of game was both arms across each other.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was delay of game. I don't know how that could have been delay of game.
Yeah, especially after a timeout.
Right, and they didn't get the ball set. It's kind of a strange call.
And now the head official.
84, Marcus Terry, 6'3", 235. And really, if you're Central, Pete, all you need is a first down here.
Yeah. Twin receivers, that's Reed and Terry to the wide side of the field. Jones will roll out in that direction, trying to get some depth. And he wings it down the sideline. Terry makes the catch at the 10-yard line. Wow, what a beautiful catch.
Well, I really like that guy as a possession receiver. He's not a deep receiver type threat, but he knew where the boundary was. That's a big time throw there on the run, going to his left by Robert Jones, but even a bigger catch by Marcus Terry.
His toes were almost out of bounds. How do you? That was a pro catch.
That really was. That was a well executed play, and give Robert Jones a lot of credit too. He threw that ball right in the money.
43 seconds to go. 21-14 the score. North hanging on. Central fumbled the snap. Who's got it? North pointing, saying that they might have it, and the official steps in. Nope. Central's got it, but they have to burn a timeout. 33 seconds to play. A wasted down.
Boy, I wouldn't want to see a game end. This has been such a great game tonight, Pete. You would not want to see the game end like that. Marcus Terry, the 6'3", 235-pound receiver. If they can get the ball up in the air, he usually catches it.
33 seconds to go. Second down and 10. Central out of timeouts. Ball at the 10-yard line. Jones under center. He's going to drop back. He sprints out. Chased on the play. Eludes one tackler. Throws it. And it's going to go incomplete. The pass was short of its intended receiver, big number 89, Cody Green. So it's going to be third down.
And again, not a bad play by Jones because he avoided the sack. He got out here in open field, and he was smart enough to get the ball thrown away. Well, we got a procedure call.
So did that play not happen then?
Well, if you're North, you're probably going to decline the penalty. And
does that mean they have to put time back on the clock?
I don't know. I don't think so. Otherwise, they would have blown it dead right away, Pete.
26 seconds remain on the clock. 21-14 the score. North clinging to a touchdown lead.
Call right now that Central could make that would really help them is to get big 84 here, Terry, into the short side of the field and then run your fade route and let him jump up and try and catch it, but they got him to the wide side.
Reed and Terry to the wide side. Jones will roll out in that direction. He needs a block. He throws it into the end zone. It's going to be caught by Reed right at the goal line. Clock is going to be running. There's 17 seconds to go. Central hurries up, tries to get set up. They're going to get a snap off, but is it fourth down? No, it's third down. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. They throw the ball down. They spike the ball. There's going to be one play left. Wow. It's going to be fourth down. We've got 4.5 seconds remaining. What a game. What do you do?
I'll tell you what,
you can run the ball in. It doesn't matter.
They throw that ball into Terrence Reed's hand, and Overton comes from nowhere and puts a wallop on Terrence Reed and knocked him straight backwards. Otherwise, he's in the end zone.
What a game.
Running back like Terrence Reed, to me, you know, they're going to go to double tight, and I'm assuming they're going to give the ball to Reed here.
I formation in the backfield. This is it. The ball game is on the line. Man in motion down the line. Fumbled the snap. Jones fumbled the snap. He's got to roll out. He's got to make something happen. Nothing. He gets sacked on the play. He tries to throw a pass. He fumbled the ball, and I think he hurt himself on top of that. And North holds on for a 21-14 victory. North moves to 2-1. Central drops to 0-3. Wow.
Yeah, it all goes back, Pete. The most important play in football is the center quarterback exchange. You don't have a play without the ball, and that's exactly what happened there. It looked like maybe Jones might have pulled out a little early. You never know on a play like that. Very disappointing loss for the Blue Devils. For the North High Wildcats, it's a game of inches.
Yeah.
And that was played goal line to goal line for the full game, Pete. An exciting game here at Brady Street Stadium.
Well, John, where do you think he was going on that fourth down?
I think they had the guy in motion. Looked like a power play. It looked like they were going to try and run over the left side to Reed, and they just didn't get the snap. And tough break for the Blue Devils.
21-14, our final score. North holds on in one of the best ball games we've seen in quite some time. Hopefully they'll get better. Hopefully they'll keep getting better. Let's pause. We'll take a commercial break. We'll come back, go over the scoring. North holds on. They defeat Central 21-14 on the final play of the game. It's Mac.